Welcome to our first episode of Flootie TV, where we make an art out of having fun. Flootie TV was created with the intent of taking the highbrow out of the art scene. Artists do not create their works to be exclusive, nor do they intend to make it out of reach for art fans to enjoy their creations. We will take great pleasure in introducing you to many creative artists and share their wonderful talents. But even more important, you will get the opportunity to know them, learn about what drives their passion, and hopefully laugh with us a little as we explore the emotional, reflective, passionate, quirky, awe-inspiring, and even confusing world of art. So, let's lower our pinkies and grab a hold of our cup of coffee and get just a little crazy. Welcome to Flootie TV. Welcome to Flootie TV. We are so excited. Tonight we're going to bring you some special artist guests. We're looking
Dean!
Art?
Let me out of here!
Oh, no!
In your head, it's Art Formee!
Art Formee in my head.
This great empty space you call a head.
Yeah, well, thanks. I thought you'd been taken care of, Art.
Well, I'm taken care of now, because
I guess so. I think I need a vacation.
You need a vacation? I just returned from a vacation myself. I have pictures of this sojourn.
Yeah, and I suppose that there's nothing I can do to not see these pictures?
You can close your eyes, but I'm in your imagination, so we still see the picture.
All right, Art, show me your pictures.
Take a look at this first one.
Yeah?
Some friends and I, we crossed the river to go to Hilliard.
There's no river in Hilliard.
It's insane! Get it? It's French in the river.
It looks like a famous painting, Art.
What are you talking about? Do you not see my face?
I see your face.
I'm on top of the boat.
Yeah, you look really good, Art.
You see the river?
I see the river.
There's no painting like this.
Okay, well, let's go to picture number 2.
I'm going to the restaurant in this next picture.
A restaurant?
Yes, a fancy restaurant.
Somehow or another, Art, you strike me as looking like a god in this picture.
Well, thank you, Dean. This is, of course, true. But I was not ready or prepared for the dress code.
I guess so. I'm kind of glad that you're pointing at his finger.
Yes, next picture. This
please.
next picture is a selfie. How do you like it? Do you like my selfie?
I do. I like your selfie, and you know what, Art? I think that's the picture that sent me to the doctor.
That picture?
That picture right there.
This is how I look after I talk to you going back into that empty head of yours.
Thank you very much, Art. Yeah, okay, let's get this over with. And
another selfie, of course. Look, it's a selfie. This is me at the beach.
At the beach?
At the beach.
Oh, the beach.
The beach.
Art, I'm glad you censored your last picture.
Well, you have to be careful of the sun at the beach.
All right, Art. It's time for you to go back.
No,
yeah,
I just
Art.
got here.
Sorry, Art.
Back to this empty Antarctica. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Au revoir.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think I owe you an explanation regarding Art Formee. Art is somewhat of a genetic mutation in my family.
I hope that.
You see, it started many years ago with great-grandfather Horatio Cameron.
If you think that was good, what do you see this?
Welcome back to Flootie TV. Today we have some fantastic artists with us. Our first artist today is artist Darrell Sullens. Darrell began studying and drawing at the age of 15 as a student of Herman Keyes. After military service, serving in a submarine, Darrell finished his art education in illustration at Spokane Falls Community College. He spent the late 1970s teaching drawing and painting at the Corbin Art Center. In 1978, Darrell and his wife started Raytel's Art Supply in Spokane. Darrell's works have been shown in numerous galleries and art events around the world. Darrell's paintings are in collections in Ireland, Florida, Virginia, New York, New Jersey, California, Oregon, and Washington. Please welcome artist Darrell Sullens. Hi, Darrell.
Hi, Dean. How you doing?
Doing great.
All right.
How you doing today?
Fine, thank you.
It's good to see you.
Thank you.
Well, you had quite an adventure getting here today.
I just had a late night last night.
You had a late night last night,
Yeah.
so you drove hundreds of miles.
I didn't actually do the driving, but I was with a friend of mine that performed in Troy last night, so we didn't get it was a late start after his performance. He's a musician. Coming back to Spokane, so I'm a little saggy-eyed.
Yeah,
but that's all right.
you left Troy at midnight. You got here just a few hours ago, and here you are with us. So
Yep.
we sure appreciate your time today and your willingness to join us. And
Thank you. Glad to be here.
I always appreciate the opportunity to get together with you. I've seen your different shows. You've been at John Tham's gallery, the Shotgun Gallery, down there in Peaceful Valley.
Yep.
And some of the more talented regional artists there with you guys.
Several
Several of them.
E.L. Stewart, Natalie, John, of course, John Tham.
Yep. And so, and then also you've shown a lot here locally at like Avenue West.
Recently at Avenue West.
And
had a show in June, I believe, in Avenue West, yes.
I've seen your work out at Pacific Flyway Gallery too, Holly's Place, and so it's always wonderful to see you and have you to have good conversation.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
Today, on the easel, we brought this piece in today called Hawk Creek Falls. Can you tell me a little bit about this?
Well, Hawk Creek is literally a creek that runs into the Columbia or Lake Roosevelt, not far from Seven Bays, if you know where that's. That's close, across the lake from the river from the reservation. And there's a falls, there's a little campground back in there that's only holds about maybe 6 to 10 rigs, and but these falls are right there. I mean, you can walk right up to them almost, and it's just fascinating. It's a neat little corner. I've got another painting started with a different view of that same area, but I like to just go there. It's a restful place to be and good place to paint. And
It's a very beautiful painting.
Thank you.
A very nice spot. I've never been there before.
yeah.
Now, we were talking earlier, when you paint a painting like this, it's not plein air. It's you'll do a sketch or take a photograph or...
On something this size, plein air, I do some little things, and a lot of the times they wind up being thumbnail sketches. Then I'll take that along with a photograph and go back to my studio to do something a little larger, and that's true in this case. Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous painting.
Thank you.
A little bit about your style as an artist.
Well, I usually, just how, I don't know what you'd call my style. Probably, I suppose, impressionistic realism to a point. I mean, representational, let's put it that way. But I try to be as loose. I tend to be too tight, so I try to keep things loose.
Loosen
when
up.
I can. I usually block in values or shades first, you know, just to get an idea of values and then I'll go back and work. Lots of times I'll do an undersketch and then do a light wash over the top, and I can still see a sketch under there. And so I kind of have, you know, where things are. And then I'll block it in and then go back and try to refine it. So it's kind of a, you know, process, you know, so.
Now, I've seen a number of your paintings, Darrell, and it seems like you're very diverse. I mean, there's landscapes, there's figurative, in different styles.
Well, I kind of have the opinion, you know, if you want to call yourself an artist, you should be able to paint most anything you can see.
Got to get outside
and
the
things
box
you can't see,
sure.
you know. So, yeah.
Now, there's one you're going to have to help me with the title because I really enjoy it. It's a scene where there's some folks, kind of like, looks like Skid Row kind of thing.
That's on the Flootie website.
Yeah, that's on our website.
What did I title it? I titled it Ashcan School Revisited.
Yeah, that's right.
Because it was either the Ashcan School of Art back in the 20s. Yeah, it's kind of a downtrodden scene. And to be honest, my mother was a painter. And that was kind of her subject matter. And so it's kind of a little tribute to, I guess, to her, into that style.
Very unique style, very different than what we see here.
And it's something I may in the future be doing a little more of because I'm attracted to it.
Well, honestly, I am too. I really like that piece.
Thank you.
And so,
Thank you.
Darrell, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back for more conversation, and we'll also introduce Craig Shillam.
I'd be happy to meet him.
All right.
All right.
Ta-da! And I'm going to have to work on that addiction thing. Welcome back to Flootie TV. Our next artist is Craig Shillam. Craig lives and works in Spokane, Washington. He studied commercial and fine art at Spokane Community College and has taken various workshops to further develop his craft. For over 20 years, his professional career has been a mixture of advertising agencies, design studios, freelancing, murals, and custom signs. Through the years, he has continued to work diligently to develop his fine art in his home studio. Working mainly in oil paints, his current work can be described as somewhat realistic and colorful, with an emphasis on still life and landscape paintings. Welcome, artist Craig Shillam. Hi, Craig.
Hi, Dean. How you doing?
Doing great. How you doing?
Good.
Good. Good to see you.
Same here.
Ah, well, my friend. Good to see you.
I know. Long time no see.
Yeah. So, what have you been up to lately?
Let's see. I just finished a couple paintings as far as art. You know, finished a couple paintings, and actually, you're catching me at an interesting time. I'm kind of reevaluating my direction. And so I'm kind of in between. I've got several projects started, and I go, you know,
let's start another.
Yeah. So it's a little chaos, but I think I've got it together now, and I know where I'm going, and it's just going to be a little different than what I have been doing, or just maybe more focused. That's the proper way to describe it, I think.
Okay. Well, I am excited to find out what your next style, or are you going to be at the Spokane Valley Arts Council auction this year?
Yeah. Yes.
Will we see this new reveal by then?
No, not really. No. Those I just did to actually just to get them done. It was just kind of something I wanted to do, and I thought, but I think, I just want to. I think I'm going to focus more on still life painting, which is hard for me to say verbally because for the first 40-some years of my life, to me, a still life painting meant a bunch of old blue-haired ladies sitting in a room painting dead flowers or something. I just had no respect for it. Right. And then I took a course. I need to get better. I want to improve. So I took a course, and it was a still life course. I go, I'm just going to do it, And it was so fun. It was so challenging. And now I can see where, I can go with a theme and a concept and put innuendo and symbolism in it and combine it all together and actually have a nice piece of art. But I'll actually go, somebody do a double take, go, oh, what is that doing in there? What does that mean? That kind of thing. That's where I'm headed.
That's kind of cool.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I'm excited. I've seen.
There's a lot to still life too. You start looking at reflections, like if you're painting a bowl of oranges, why they're not really orange. They pick up the colors around.
But I don't really think I'll be doing flowers per se.
Right.
There's so many things in everyday life. You just, for example, an old lunch pail.
Right.
Those kind with the round top that some steel worker or some machinist took to work for. Maybe it's got some stickers on it. That can really tell a lot about a person, about a line of work, and then you can put some things around it, and then have some good lighting and mess with colors and everything. To me, it's got a lot of possibilities.
Well, you have me very excited. I would love to see that.
Something off the top of my head.
That would be great. I've seen some of your still life that I really enjoy, like the gumball machine painting.
That's cool. Yeah.
I saw one that was a sports baseball theme related, and it tells a story. That's wonderful. Our art on the easel today. Tell us a little bit about this painting, Craig.
This painting it's one of my favorites, and my daughter was going to college at the University of Idaho, and we went to go get her, and we're coming back to Spokane one spring weekend or something, and driving north from Moscow, Idaho toward Coeur d'Alene, we were up on this ridge, and you could see this dark, just massive clouds coming from the west, and it's like, whoa, that looks nasty. So we come down the hill, but there was still just enough sun out to just be blaring down on these mailboxes, and it was like, oh, that is cool. I had to stop and take a few pictures of that, and then when I got out, I started looking around. I couldn't see a house in sight. There's like 7 mailboxes and a paper box. There's no houses. It's like, they're just like owning the joint, They're like, and so I went home and did some sketches, kind of like what Darrell was talking about, some little sketches. And played with the composition, and I'm fully aware that those mailboxes are pretty much right in the center of the painting, and I did that on purpose, just to try and get the lines coming in here, and just to make them, I call it roadside royalty. They're like the royalty, they've been there for years, they own the place, and I tried to get the light coming down on those mailboxes.
But I think the fact that you've numbered this and it's pretty light kind of leads you to that, and then you go back in, and I think overall it has that kind of haunting. There's something about it that says lonely. I mean, seriously. So I can see what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, there's all kinds of, you know,
Yeah.
you're out there in the farm. Now, if you go in that same spot in the fall or the winter, you can see the houses. They were all covered up by trees and foliage, and so it didn't seem so isolated.
Right.
But there's like a feeling of isolation almost when I was standing there looking at it and walking around it and all those kind of things.
So when you're finding subject matter for a painting, is that, I mean, you see something that inspires you and so that becomes kind of the next project, or?
Yeah, I mean,
Or do you
like,
have a stack of projects?
oh,
that,
I have,
Oh, God.
I have photographs and drawings that, you know.
I think we're all alike. in that respect. Yeah.
someday I'm going to paint that.
Exactly.
Exactly. and then, like you said a minute ago, is having different projects going at once. I know I've got at least 6 paintings stacked one in front of the other that I got to get back to. But something drew me away and I started something else, but I knew I wanted to finish that. So anyhow.
But you know, I will, if I start something, very seldom will I not finish, because there are so many people that start stuff and don't finish. And I don't want to be one of those people. If you
Right.
don't finish something, then what have you accomplished? You know?
Sure.
So if I start something, unless I really hate it or I want to go in a different direction, I will trash it. But if there was a reason I started in the first place, and if it's not achieving what I want, then I either need to make it better and finish it and make it better, or just very seldom will I kick it to the curb.
Not to cut in, but I think that's something a lot of young people, or people period, that first start painting, they seem to think everything they do has to be a masterpiece. And I don't know about you, but I throw a lot of stuff away because it just doesn't turn out the way I like it. And so, you know, you got to paint. One of my instructors one time said, after you paint about 100 paintings, then you can start thinking about saving a few.
Yeah.
So something as detailed and as this painting here, Craig, just give me an idea, how long does it take you to get through a painting like that?
I don't know. You know, to me, I wouldn't consider that all that detailed. I will say that on something like this, I don't know how you work, Darrell, but I start at the back and move forward. So I start, mainly a lot of landscapes, you'll see the mountains be light and push them in the back. I made these dark, there's no light, there was just so dark and menacing. So I started and moved forward, and I don't really recall how long it took me.
I know
it's not a real long.
I have an appreciation for the time and sometimes you get started, you have to stop, you have to go back to it and so forth. And it's not about the clock or whatever, but I know a lot of folks just don't necessarily have a true appreciation of the time and effort and energy that goes into creating a painting. And I know that, something like this is there's got to be hours and hours of...
I have a standard answer to those, which is a little bit being a smart, you know what. But,
no, Darrell, I can't believe that. Really?
People ask me that question sometimes, and I'll tell them, let's see, about 60 years.
Yeah, there you go. Sure.
Because that's how long I've been working on it.
Yeah.
So, on painting.
Right.
And so that's how much time I've spent getting to this point. That's all.
So have either of you ever done a painting with another artist?
Not combined on the same canvas. No.
A mural. Done a mural, had some help because I needed to get it done. I didn't have enough time.
Yeah.
I was just curious because there's certain fun events that I've participated in where two artists will work on the same canvas together in the same subject.
That sounds like fun.
And those are fun things.
And when I was learning, I will say that's true because my instructor would get over my shoulder and say, "No, do this." But
had that happen.
Generally, no. Yeah.
Well, that was a great start for our series on Flootie TV. We'd sure like to thank our artists here today, and we look forward to many more great interviews on Flootie TV. Thanks a lot for joining us. Goodbye, and take care.